So I'm going to do a little challenge, which will be 30 days no meat, as part of a drive and intention to increasingly live a life that is in line with my values. I used to be a vegetarian before I went to university. I remember seeing a PETA, I don't know how you say it, animal rights organisation did a video about animals and how they're treated, and it was horrific. It was really horrific, and I remember thinking, there's no way I can morally choose to continue eating meat after seeing this video. And so I stopped. I stopped for a good few years, all the time I was at university. I think with the exception of a few times I was drunk and had some naughty burgers, but pretty much vegetarian, no issues, no problems, didn't think much about it. Then I came back to live with my mum after uni finished, and it was impossible to be a vegetarian with my mum. She didn't really allow me in the kitchen to cook my own stuff. It stressed her out, so she made meals, and it stressed her out to make a vegetarian version for me. And she didn't really understand the concept of vegetarianism anyway. She was always like, "Oh, Alison, it just has a little bit of ham in it, don't worry." So just for an easy life, basically, I went back to eating meat. Side story. I remember I made the decision, and I was in the car park in Tesco supermarket, and I went on a little meat binge, like my first time I allowed myself to eat meat. And I went for all those things that you don't tend to have good vegetarian alternatives. So like chorizo, salami. Just went to the deli section and just like smushed it all in my mouth like a weirdo. And then I got really sick. I don't know if that was coincidental or not, but I ended up in hospital a few days afterwards with a lot of kidney pain, possible kidney infection. Don't know if that's linked, but anyway. So since then, I have now just continued eating meat out of habit. I basically fully accept that it's hypocritical to do so because my values haven't changed. I still morally, ethically think it's wrong to eat meat. And the more I've learned about the environment as well, the more I understand the ethics around the environmental impact of meat. So really, there's no good reason to continue eating it. And just to say you do it out of habit, you do it unthinkingly, you do it because you like the taste. It doesn't really cut the mustard in terms of like argument A versus argument B. It's kind of poor for me anyway. So I'm doing this 30-day challenge. No meat. I'm going to review what I eat, any products. I'm actually quite excited to try out all kind of vegetarian products, meat alternatives. I'm so up for that. I'm not just like only vegetables or whatever. It's the 13th of January. I wasn't organised enough to start at the beginning of January. I had too much festive meat left over that I wanted to use up. So yeah, it's going to be 30 days from now, and yeah, I am excited to have a challenge, to go back to something that I believe in and see what it's like. I guess one of the reasons why I haven't switched earlier is because, and you might find this out about me later on, but I have like a strong sense of FOMO. Fear of missing out tends to drive a lot of my decision making related to food or otherwise, and I really dislike the feeling of my decisions being limited or constrained, or not having things available, or having my freedoms taken away. So to say, I'm going to give up meat forever is very scary for me, because I just like to keep my options open. It doesn't mean I'm going to eat meat, say for example, after the challenge go straight back to eating it or not eating it, or even have to put a label on it. I think I might be a bit more intentional about it, but just the idea of giving up something or not doing something forever seems like a very long time, and that's a little bit anxiety provoking for me. So I'm going to stick with 30 days, review, see how it goes, and then possibly be more intentional but not put a label on it.